Peace, family. I'm actually on location. In what is this? Kentucky? We in Kentucky, home of Abraham Lincoln. I'm driving down here, and one of the drivers that worked for my company had a medical emergency, and I had to stop my truck and go back and get his truck to keep it from being towed. One of the guys that was kind enough to give me a ride was a white guy, and on top of that, he called me back to let me to make sure I was all right, to give me a ride back to my truck. And yes, that was very kind of him. But we sitting here having a conversation, and like I say, we have a lot of concerns that's, would you say, equal? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he was asking me about artificial intelligence and the impact it will have on jobs. And I did a video on artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is a replica or duplicate of the actual intelligence. And actual intelligence, you have to be careful of the mindset, because see, this system has not worked for us as a people. And it hasn't. No. This country right now is $37 trillion in debt. And now they want to create a new economic way of life. So if the mindset of the people got us $37 trillion in debt, which is more than the GDP, this country is in debt more than it can produce. Would you look forward to this same mentality taking us into a new economic system? No. They haven't addressed the old one, because this debt is still going to be there.
It's going to drive the debt up.
Right.
More and more.
More and more. So he wanted to subscribe to my page, and I'd let him know. I'm giving a little foresight. I don't have, like I said, people think I have, I'm racist or whatever, and I'm not. All I want is for my people to do for themselves, to have an internal means to sustain their own existence. And that way we can control our costs, we can control our way of life, and the businesses, like I said, we hunger, you hunger.
Yes.
We thirst, you thirst. But if we had a means, if black people had a means to provide for their own food, educate their own children, provide for their own health, manufacture their own goods and services, grow their own food. Once we do that, and let's say we live right across the street from whites, you taking care of your internal means, we taking care of our internal means. One day I may have too many potatoes. You may not have enough potatoes.
I love potatoes.
Yeah. One day you may have some string beans, and we may not have enough. We can. Wouldn't that ease the tension?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Wouldn't it be great? But if every time, if you own your internal means to sustain your own existence, and you are suppressing the people across the street from you from doing the same for theirs, that means every day we got to come over to your house for water, bread, potatoes, peas, corn. You got dirt on your side of the street. We got dirt on our side of the street. But your dirt is working for you. So wouldn't it be better just to let us grow our own?
Yeah.
And then whatever excess that we have, we can exchange it. You see, and I agree with that. You agree with that?
Yeah, I do very much.
But the people that's in charge of this country is 249 years old. We sitting right here at the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, we are.
So it was like 250 years, but it was 160 years ago. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves.
Yes, sir.
And we can come up with this, we can agree on this in what, 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. Me and you can. Me and you.
5 minutes? But the people that's been running this country for the last 160 years?
Cannot.
Does that make any sense?
Don't make no money.
Yeah. And the reason for that, see this country does not have a ceiling on how much you can earn, and it also don't have a floor.
No.
You can be dirt poor, but in their mind, you could still be worse off than what you are right now. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You could be laying right there, sleeping right next to that trash container, and say that I'm poor. And they say, well, there's some people that ain't even got a trash container to sleep next to.
That's right.
You lucky.
Yeah.
They will call you lucky.
You got some shade over there.
Yeah, you got some shit. At least you got shade. You know,
Yeah.
that's just, and see, and when you have internal means to sustain your way of life, that means, like I said, you can control your costs, you can employ your people, you can provide for yourself. You don't have to be a nuisance to other people. And we can do the same, but it's not right for one group of people to have ownership and control over their way of life, and ownership and control over another people's way of life. Because you're gonna always feed your children before you feed my children. I don't care how long we've been neighbors. If your child is hungry and my child is hungry, your child could have had lunch today at 12, 1 o'clock. My kid may not have eaten in 2 days. But if your child is hungry at the same time my child is hungry, you're not going to feed my child over yours, even though your child only ate 4 hours ago. Well, the black guy kid across the street, his son ain't eaten in 2 days. You think your wife gonna let you take food out of her? Are you crazy? You think the Civil War, you're gonna have a Civil War right in your house, feeding somebody else's kids, and I don't begrudge you for that. And see, I'm definitely gonna post this. And like I said, I'm a content creator. There's a difference between a content creator and an influencer. Do you know what the difference is?
You're not pushing somebody to do something.
No.
It's not the difference.
Well, yeah, you're kind of right. See, a content creator puts his views and opinions out on social media.
For themselves.
No. Every content creator wants to be an influencer.
Okay.
But every content creator is not an influencer. Like I said, I put my views and opinions out on the internet, and an influencer put their views and opinions out on the internet, but it shifts society. If let's say this store didn't have that much business, and I went to this store and said, man, I went to this, what is this, Food Mart, Crispy Crunchy, whatever it is. It was wonderful. The next day, there's a line of people outside. See, that's an influencer. See, I could put my content out here, and people can watch and see it, and still go about their normal lives. Won't change a thing. That's the sad part. And see, like I said, you an electrician. If you lived in a community of, like I said, what we talked about earlier, of 100,000 people, and everybody in that community bought into their own individual home insurance plan, where you pay, let's say, $10 a month. You got 100,000 people paying $10. What's that? $10 million?
Yes.
Yeah. That's $10 million. How many electricians and plumbers and carpenters you could paying $10 million a month? You can go service the people. You ain't got to pay. You ain't got to charge them nothing, because we're paying you a fair. So what you make right now?
Right now, I'm making $23 an hour, so not much.
Yeah. So on a year, that would be how much?
With overtime and stuff, last year about 60,000.
60,000. Okay. Let's say up under this. Let's under this plan, it paid you $75,000 a year, and all you got to do is answer the call when called upon. If you work today, there's no need, like I say, my thing is there's no need for everybody to work every freaking day. All you need is a core group of people. Like I said, we sitting in this car. All you gotta do is keep gas in it. It'll heat the car, it'll cool the car, and you ain't gotta pay no external bill for that. But everybody gotta go outside to buy a house to heat and cool their car. Can you imagine driving your car down the street and you get a bill, your AC, and they cut your AC off, they cut your heat off, and you still driving your car? That don't make no freaking sense. Once you buy a house, you should be able to heat and cool your car the same way you heat and cool your house the same way you heat and cool this car. You shouldn't get no bill for that. The only bill you should get if your AC unit break down, and then we call one of you guys to come over there and fix it. You do it, and you go about your business.
Instead of having to deal with an actual insurance company.
And insurance company, all that stuff, because you're paying to it. You don't need the vast majority of people. I'm gonna say, once you pay for your house the same way you pay for your car, you could pay your house off in 10 to 12 years. If you ain't spend the first 15 years paying interest. You could be 30-something years old, no house note, no car note, no lights, no gas. How much money you think you have right now if you paid your house off? You said you got 8 years left, so you done paid 22 years into your mortgage?
I bought into the mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22 years on it.
Yeah. Now just think if you had paid that sucker off 15 years or 8 years ago, and you ain't had no light bill, I mean no heat bill, no AC bill, no heat in the last 12. How much money do you have right now?
Probably about $1 million.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month. Times 12,
right.
$120,000 a year.
But see, the sad part of being an influencer is I can influence somebody to come to this store, and it'll be a line of people to do it. But when I put content out there to influence my people to do for themselves, they'll keep right on. Right above their head. They won't let you do it. It can't be done. And I say this to people that say that. Whatever you say can't be done, somewhere in the world, somebody's actually doing it.
It's being done.
You know, there's people out there that live in overseas, Singapore, China. The one girl said she moved into this apartment in China. No credit score, no application check. It was like $600 a month or whatever. This girl had a swimming pool in her apartment. $600.
Yeah.
A month.
Not here.
Not here. But if I was to tell them not here, you can do this here. Oh, you can't do that. They won't let you do that. But it's being done.
It is being done.
So I'm gonna end this video here because I could say talk to this guy all day. But I got to get down the road. But like I say, the mindset work, and like I said, when you look at artificial intelligence, keep in mind of the mindset that created that artificial intelligence. So now, if in the future I develop an artificial intelligence, and you say, "Oh, that's the guy that was in the car with me," you know you can trust it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll see y'all in my next video. Ashe.